Hey, thanks for coming back to the Aaron Advantage podcast. Today, I am super excited to be sitting down once again with Brandon Riecken with Riecken Home Inspection, also known as RHI.
That's right, RHI.
So, Brandon, how you doing today?
Doing great. How are you, sir?
You know, so far so good. I actually, I don't know if you saw the post the other day, but I just was looking at my numbers, recapping 2021, and blew my sales goal way out of the water. I was hoping to get 7.5. I'm currently sitting at 11.5. So $4 million above sales goals. Totally fine by me.
Yeah, I did see that. That's awesome. Congrats, man.
Thank you very much. So I'm assuming with the speed of the market and all the sales that are happening that my business has grown exponentially. How was 2021 for you?
About the same. We did really, really well. We picked up a few more home inspectors, and we definitely broke every record we had for 2021 or 2020 going into 2021.
Very nice. So another bang up year, just killing it.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
So how did 2021 make you look at your business and come up with any ideas of maybe things that you want to try to change for 2022? I'm in planning mode right now, and I know that there's a lot of people who are looking at kind of the craziness that we had this year saying, okay, what do we got to do to make next year a little bit better? Anything you've got going on that route?
Yeah, we definitely. So in 21, we picked up another office person. So we have 3 office people now, basically doing schedules, talking with real estate agents, keeping clients happy, that sort of thing. And then in 2021, I also had to pick up 2 more home inspectors. So we're at 4 full-time home inspectors, a part-timer, and then we have 2 guys in training for 2022.
Wow.
To get going there.
You know, that raises a question in my mind. Like, how do you get inspectors ready? Like, what does it take to become a home inspector? How do you prepare them to do the job?
Well, just typically getting certified. Most home inspectors, they have to take like an 82-hour course. After they take that course, they have to show that they have 12 hours of hands-on training, which is usually with a certified master inspector like I am, or they have to go to like Indianapolis and go to a class and do a 3-day training. And then they get their license and they're considered a fully licensed home inspector.
Yeah.
With us, it's slightly different. They do have to take the entire class. They have to get completely certified. And then we have a 14-week hands-on training that they have to go through from start to finish before they can even step foot in their first house by themselves to do their own home inspection.
Good deal. So basically, it's very similar in the real estate industry where you take a 90-hour course, you take a couple tests, and it's like, boom, got a license, here you go, you're on your own.
No questions needed. It's just golden.
We just know that you're prepared. You can absolutely do this job, right?
Right, absolutely, yes.
So we take the same approach at Tucker, obviously. We have what we call our fast track program where we understand that the course does a good job of giving you like a base of knowledge, but it really doesn't prepare you to be a good real estate agent. So I'm always pumped to hear that there's people in the inspection field that are doing the same thing. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I just I want to know when I send someone out that they are fully ready. You know, when I first started, I did the training, I did the hours, and then I went out and started doing jobs. And, you know, it's like, man, I've done 3 home inspections by myself, and now I'm getting paid for this, where my guys, the 14-week program, they've done 150 home inspections before they go out and actually do the first one on their own.
That's incredible.
Right. So there's way more information that they have, and I think I did 150 after my second year. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's totally different.
You know, I've never really stopped and thought and asked this question before, but now that you're saying that in 14 weeks, these guys have 150 home inspections. How many inspections did you do in 2021? Not necessarily just you, but just RHI as a whole.
RHI will do over 1,300 home inspections in 2021.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That's over 4 home inspections every day.
Yeah, we were doing quite a few. Yeah.
Very nice. So
pretty excited about it.
I'm glad to hear that. I know you've done several of them for me. I've got a report in my inbox right now that you guys did that I need to go read for one of my buyers. So I'm going to hopefully continue to add to that number for you next year.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Happy to do so. So is there anything new coming in 2022 that either consumers or real estate agents or anybody needs to be aware of that you guys are making any changes?
So yeah, we're actually doing quite a bit new for 2022. We're redoing a whole new report. We're doing a new reporting software. The reporting software that we're going to use is it's an interactive style report. So typical reports now, we go do the home inspection, and the client and the agent will receive a PDF where starting in 2022, when they get the report, it'll be an emailed link. It'll show up to like a web page.
Okay.
It'll be an interactive report. So instead of just having the PDF that's 50, 70 pages long that has some information in it, the entire report will be clickable, so they can click on every single defect. There'll be what the defect is, and then information about the defect. So if you don't really know what something is, there'll be a clickable thing there for them to have more information about it.
That's pretty slick.
And then videos and that sort of thing embedded in it, just to help with education. The other cooler thing with it is when you guys go to do the summary, or you have to use your summary for the response to inspection form, that whole summary that we have is interactive. So if there's 52 items, let's say, on a report on a summary page, and you only want to put 12 of them on the response to inspection form, you can click on those items, the rest of them go away.
Nice.
And then there's a comment section after that where you can note, we would like to have it repaired this way. We would like, instead of having the repair X amount of dollars for this at closing, it's just a little more interactive and a whole lot easier for you guys to be able to do the response to inspection.
Everything you're saying is telling me things that make it sound better for not only agents, but also for clients.
Right.
So it gives the client, does the client have the ability to interact and kind of make their notes before they even meet with their agent?
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of times, I've been doing this for a long time now, 15 years plus in the real estate industry, and I've read basically every report from every inspector, so I kind of know what I'm looking at now. But as a trainer and an educator, I know that new agents coming in, a lot of times they have no clue what they're looking at. So the fact that you have a report that gives them information that they can answer those questions as they're looking at it, that's got to be not only just great for the agent, but it's got to be good for you, that you can basically make the information available one time and then it just goes to everybody, and you don't have to take 100 million phone calls answering the same question over and over again.
And that's a lot of it. Yeah. We always try to use layman terms when it comes to our reports anyway,
Right.
But now there's even more information that'll be on the report to allow the client to know exactly what's going on. And we are always going to still be available for questions like usual, but just the amount of information that's going to be on this report versus what's on the report that we use now it'll be night and day.
Yeah, I am super stoked. Can't wait to see that report and start playing with it. Is the one that I have in my inbox?
No, that's still the old style report.
Well, I guess I just still have something to be excited for moving forward.
Not
Not that I don't love your reports already anyways. They're great. One of the things that I was always super pumped about your reports, that even with the way they are now, is they always had a lot more visual impact than some other inspections that I've seen in the past, because you include a lot of photos with like arrows pointed to the things that you're specifically addressing and things like that in the report itself. So that's always been helpful. But now to have additional stuff where I can find even more information out, I can't wait to see and use the new interactive report.
Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. Looking forward
nice.
to getting it out there.
Yeah. So, Brandon, just remind me, I know we've been working together for a very long time. How long have you been in the home inspection business now?
I started in October of 2010. I did 13 home inspections that first year. And then I think the next year I did about 145, and then here we are.
Here we are at 1,300 plus.
That's right.
Now. So, in that time, you've done some changes to the different services that you offer. If I remember correctly, when you first got started, it was just kind of your typical whole house termite inspections. Are there any additional services that you've kind of picked up over the years, or anything new that's coming that people need to know about? Because I think when people think home inspections, they don't really know the entire scope of everything that's available. And it might be good to kind of let people know, hey, we don't just do whole house and termite. We have these other tests and things that we can do for you as well.
Sure. Yeah. We, in 19, I think it was 2019, we started doing radon, which is pretty prevalent in our area in some spots. So that's definitely good to get looked at. This past year, we do a lot more mold testing. So we're a full blown mold testing company now, and sewer scopes. That's another big thing that we've kicked up, and that's what most people don't realize is when you do a home inspection, the inspector is just responsible for what's going on inside the house. Whatever goes outside of the house, there's absolutely no way to know what's kind of going on,
Right.
down in the pipes. But now we have a camera. So
nice.
with the sewer scopes, we can actually, run a camera down through that entire lateral all the way to the city sewer to know if there's any dips, cracks, leaks, roots in the lines, that sort of thing that obviously might cost you thousands of dollars.
Hopefully you don't run into too many of those issues, but I'm sure you found some.
Yeah, they're a little more prevalent than you'd like to think.
I believe it. I mean, when you live in a city that has homes as old as we do here in Evansville with the old clay tile
Right.
sewage laterals, I'm not surprised to hear that you're finding some issues.
Yeah.
On occasion. We'll say on occasion.
We'll say on occasion, yeah. The other thing we do too with that same camera is we do chimney scopes.
Oh, nice.
So I have a camera head on for one of those cameras that allows a 360-degree view as you go up and down a chimney to be able to see what the interior of the flue looks like, which normally in a home inspection, you're looking at the hearth and then kind of sticking your head up and making sure the trap door opens and closes for the flue door.
Right.
And then that's pretty much as good as it goes. But with this, we can actually run a camera all the way up the middle.
Very cool. So people could basically call you even if they're not buying or selling a home right away and they just want somebody to come and take a look at their sewage lines and their chimney flues and all that stuff. That's an easy service that people could just call in and get those inspections scheduled and taken care of.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of the other things we can do with that camera is like a locate. So if you want to know where a septic tank is in the yard or something like that, if you don't know, we can run that camera from the house out to the septic, and then we have a zone that will check and find out exactly where that camera is in the ground and tell you exactly where it's at.
I never even thought of that as something that you could do. That's pretty slick.
Yep.
Yeah, especially in these old rural areas.
Yeah, where there's Well, the buyer before this said that they thought it was out in the yard that way, but we've never had it dug up, so we have no idea.
idea.
It's like awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking to a couple of different sales that I've had. I grew up in Gibson County, and I always heard while I lived in Gibson County, it's great. There's no code here. And when you're young and you don't know any better or anything else, you might think, that sounds pretty cool. But the truth is there is code. There's just no enforcement, which means there's a lot of people who have been doing a lot of things for a lot of years and nobody has any record or idea where it's at. So I know there's going to be some times where I've got some of these rural properties. Someone will be like, yo, Brandon, I need to find a septic. And that sounds like a much better option than the old probe style to see if you can just stick something in the ground until you find a tank.
Yeah, we can just run the camera straight out of the house and then use our detector, and it makes a pinging noise, and then once you're right over top of it, it's kind of like a metal detector. It screams, "Here I am."
Very cool. Very cool. Was there anything else that we need to know or any changes that are coming down the pike at RHI?
The biggest thing is probably the reports. Next year, the only other thing that we're going to be adding is a foundation leveling service where if you have wavy floors in your house or you want to see how bad your floors are, we have a leveling system that basically will be able to go through and grid style your floors, and then basically it'll show you exactly how off it is from room to room to kind of know if you're having settling issues, where the settling issues are at, if you're wanting to try to doctor those.
That's going to be pretty cool. I know I've got some areas in my home that's got some unevenness. We just had new floors put down, so we fixed a lot of that.
Right.
But I wish I would have known about that sooner. I'd be like, hey man, come map out my floors unevenness. That'd be kind of fun to see.
Right. The only other big thing happening for 2022 is we'll be opening up the Kentucky market in February.
Very nice.
Yep. We've had quite a few phone calls this year for people wanting us to come do inspections over in Kentucky, and we weren't certified. And one of the guys we have in training now, they are getting he's getting his certification for Kentucky as well.
Very nice.
Yep, looking forward to that as well.
Sounds like 2022 will be another great year of growth for you and for your company, and I'll be excited to be a part of that as much as I can be.
Here's hoping, likewise.
Sounds good. Well, is there anything else specifically that we want to remind the people of that maybe they've probably watched the first episode of the podcast where we had you and Libby in talking about some of your services? Anything that you just want to make sure that everybody knows about your company?
If you're in doubt at all, I would get a home inspection if it has anything to do with your house, because it's definitely better knowing than just hoping or wondering.
Yep.
But yeah, just a good crew. Glad they're all here with me, and looking forward to making next year as good as this one.
Yeah. Well, I hope to have you back and hear some more about these new services that you're offering, and maybe get some examples of things that we can share with some other people. And really appreciate you coming in and talking about the new things you got going on.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Aaron Luttrull. Thank you so much for checking out the Aaron Advantage podcast. If you would like to be a guest, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. We're always looking for other people to interview.